Hey there, comic friends. I'm Travis, and I'm going to talk about, well, Reader1717 did a video not very long ago where she's talking about she's looking for the her first comic book, the first comic book she purchased, and you know that it's and all of that. And I was talking with her about that, and she was talking about the fact that, you know, it's not a key issue, and for me, I'm saying, you know, it is a key issue. It's a key issue to you because it's your gateway in. It's your gateway into comics and reading comics and stuff, and certainly for me. So I thought that I would share mine. I think I've done a video well in the past, probably 2 years ago, about this book, about it being my first book and whatnot. But so I thought I would do another one and talk about it. And this is the first comic book. Not is the first comic book I read, but it's the first comic book I purchased with my own money, my own allowance. I went out, I stood in front of a spinner rack in the grocery store, and it's the comic that I picked out. And it is Amazing Spider-Man issue 166 or 161, I mean. And it came out in well, let's just say I was 7 years old when I purchased this book, and it's got Nightcrawler in it, a character I had never heard of before. Spider-Man, I knew Spider-Man was. This has Nightcrawler in it, it has Wolverine in it, it has Colossus in it, it has the Punisher in it. But I know, I remember picking this book up because I love the cover first and foremost. You got this giant Ferris wheel type thing going around, and you've got this kind of demon kind of thing on it, and Spider-Man's wrestling with him, and I have no idea what it is, and being very excited. I remember reading the book and being really excited by it too, because you got all this intrigue, you know, there's somebody with a gun, there's a sniper, it's a mistaken identity. The X-Men are going after Spider-Man, because this is that era where Spider-Man is kind of been billed by the Daily Bugle as being as being kind of a criminal and a menace to the city. So the X-Men are going to take care of this menace, and of course Spider-Man doesn't know who the X-Men are really. Sees this Nightcrawler, who obviously looks like a bad guy, right? This conflict between them, and you've got this sniper with a rifle, and mistaken identities going on. You've got Jigsaw in this. This might even be the first appearance of Jigsaw. I have to look that up to know for sure. A Punisher villain, I believe, is in this too. Actually, been a while since I went back and read it. So you have the Punisher and all that excitement. So you got all these dynamic characters all in this one book, and really got me excited. And oh my gosh, this story doesn't end in this issue. I mean, I always kind of read things and it just seemed done to me, to a large degree. I mean, there were more stories. Obviously, I knew there were more Spider-Man stories, but not that it was a continuing type story. So I hunted down and got the next month, managed to somehow come back to Spinner Rack, and the next issue is there. And I do actually own the next issue also. And I remember getting it and just being blown away by the fact that, I mean, I never paid attention to that number up there. Never realized at 7 years old that was serialized. That meant that it being this next number meant that it was telling the next part of a long-term story. So getting that 162 just blew me away. That, oh my gosh, these comic books, they're serialized, they go on and on. Absolutely amazed me as a kid and opened me up to more into wanting to collect and read sequential art, that there was this thing that would go on and on and on for more and more issues. The other thing that's really important for comic books for me, just as a general, besides just this key issue, is I suffer from mild dyslexia and had really struggled with reading and whatnot, and comic books were one of the few things that it didn't seem as hard to read because there wasn't as much to read to get what was going on. There was a lot of story that was being told visually, and that seemed important to me to allow me to read just the little bit that was on each page, that was on each panel, and that sort of thing. And so kind of helped inspire me to read more, to practice more, because I wanted to read more of this anyway, to kind of move me past the struggles and develop the skills that I needed to go on with school and being an educated person. So important for that too. But yeah, this is the first, this is actually literally really the first issue I bought with my own money, and this is the original issue. I didn't lose it anywhere. I mean, it's been well loved and well worn, but you know, important to me. It's a key issue for me. Because it's my first comic book. I bought it with my money. I dropped 30 cents on this comic book, and so important to me, and really cool. So Cami, Reader1717, I really hope you track down your first comic book. I look forward to you getting it, because I look forward to hearing and seeing what it is that was the first comic book that opened the door to you to reading comics. Anyway, thanks for the great discussion. Bye.